Most children learn that lying is wrong. But imagine if every lie you told could be seen by the whole world. Imagine if every small untruth made a part of you grow larger and more impossible to hide. Imagine if your fear became visible on your face and your secrets stretched out in front of you for everyone to see. Because that is exactly what happened to a small wooden boy named Pinocchio. Pinocchio was not born like other children were born. He was carved from an old piece of pine wood by a lonely woodcarver who only wished for a little companion to share his quiet life with. The wood itself seemed ordinary at first, pale and rough and full of knots. But something gentle lived inside it, something warm and waiting. And when the old man finished carving the small wooden boy and set him on the table by the window, a soft magic filled the room and Pinocchio opened his eyes for the first time. He did not understand the world yet. He did not understand right or wrong or truth or lies. He only understood curiosity and wonder and the desire to be loved, and that desire would soon lead him into trouble. As Pinocchio began to explore the village, everything felt new and exciting to him: the sound of bells, the smell of bread, the laughter of children running through the streets, and he wanted to be part of all of it. But being different made him afraid. He was made of wood, not flesh, and people stared, and some whispered and some laughed. And whenever Pinocchio felt embarrassed or scared or unsure, he found that it was easier to say something that was not true than to admit what he really felt. The first lie he ever told was a small one, barely more than a tiny bend in the truth. But the moment it left his lips, something strange happened, something he could not explain, because his wooden nose slowly stretched forward just a little, just enough for him to notice. And he touched it in surprise, feeling the smooth grain of the wood growing longer where it had not been before. At first, Pinocchio thought it was funny. He laughed and wiggled his nose and wondered how such a thing could happen. And because he did not yet understand the lesson hidden inside the magic, he told another lie, and then another, and each time the nose grew a little more, reaching outward like a branch searching for sunlight. Soon the growth was impossible to ignore. It bumped into cups on the table. It brushed against doors when he tried to walk through them. Birds even tried to sit on it, mistaking it for part of a tree, and the other children began to point and laugh and call him names. And what had once felt funny now felt heavy and shameful and painful. The longer his nose grew, the more Pinocchio wanted to hide it, and the more he wanted to hide it, the more he lied. And so the cycle continued, truth pulling him one way, fear pulling him the other, until the nose became so long that he could no longer pretend it was not there. It became a symbol that everyone could see, a visible sign of every moment he had chosen comfort over honesty, and it made him feel smaller even as it grew larger. He began to understand that the lies were not protecting him the way he had hoped, that they were not making him safer or happier or more loved, but were slowly building a wall between him and everyone else. A wall made not of stone but of fear and misunderstanding. One evening, as the sun faded and the sky turned purple, Pinocchio finally stopped running from what he had done. He stood alone at the edge of the village, looking at his reflection in the still surface of a pond, seeing the long wooden nose, the wide, uncertain eyes, the boy he was becoming and the boy he wanted to be, and for the first time, he felt tired of pretending. He felt tired of carrying the weight of stories that were not real. He felt tired of being afraid of the truth. And so, in the quiet, with no one else around to judge him or laugh at him or praise him, Pinocchio admitted what he had done, not loudly, not proudly, but softly and honestly, admitting that he had lied because he wanted to belong, because he wanted to be liked, because he did not want to be alone. And as he spoke the truth, something changed. The magic that had once punished him now responded differently. His nose did not grow. It did not stretch or twist or push outward. Instead, it slowly began to shrink just a little at first, then more, easing back toward its normal shape, as if the wood itself was listening, as if the tree he had once been part of recognized the honesty in his heart and allowed him to return to balance. Pinocchio felt lighter, not because his nose was shorter, but because his chest felt warmer, because he was no longer holding something inside that hurt him. From that day on, Pinocchio still made mistakes, because learning does not happen all at once, and growing up is not a straight path. But each time he felt the temptation to lie, he remembered the weight of that long nose, the way it had pulled him away from others instead of bringing him closer, and he chose differently. He chose to say what he felt even when it was uncomfortable. He chose to admit when he was afraid. He chose to ask for help when he was unsure. And little by little, those choices shaped him into something more than just a wooden boy who could walk and talk. They shaped him into someone real in the way that matters most, someone kind, someone honest, someone brave enough to be seen as he truly was. And so Pinocchio learned that the magic was never really in the nose at all. It was in the heart. The nose only showed what the heart was hiding. And when the heart learned to tell the truth, the rest of him finally followed.